Hi, I'm Dr. Drew, and this is Dr. Drew After Dark. Please be advised that Dr. Drew After Dark may contain sexually oriented content and be unsuitable for young children. And welcome to another Dr. Drew After Dark. I can't believe I'm still doing these, but yes, by popular demand, I still am. And I went through, I feel like I've progressed. I did an entire Dr. Drew After Dark without covering my face with my hands, which is a sign that I was not quite as ashamed as I normally am. So things have tamed down a little bit here, which if that's a problem for you all, you should write us at drdrewafterdark@gmail. Also, don't forget to send your voice messages to 818-253-1693. And one of these days we're going to figure out a way for you to call that number during the filming of this thing. So we will figure that out. Also a reminder, the t-shirts are still available at merchmethod.com/Tom Segura. Evidently, I said you shouldn't prolapse your anus, and I'll stand by that. You shouldn't. Having said that, literally by popular demand, literally the viewers and listeners have demanded, and we oblige, and we bring you Josh Potter.
Hello,
Josh,
how are you? I can't believe I'm so on demand.
Well, you're the one that produced the segment with all the different emails and voice messages that were directed either to you or to your problem.
Yes.
Let's dispense with that at first, because you only tilted it at me. You showed me a little bit about it when I think was on your mom's house last time.
That's right. Mm-hmm.
And the nature of the problem, sir.
Well, I can perform the sexual act, but I can't have the punctuation at the end.
With a person.
With a person, whether it be oral, vaginal, anal, it doesn't matter. It has to be done by myself at the end.
But by yourself, if you were by yourself,
right?
How long are we talking?
As short or as long as I want, really. It's the presence of another person.
Wait a minute, you're a ninja by yourself?
I can be if I require it.
Oh, I did not pick this up last time.
Yeah, I can.
Now, is that ninja?
I've never really had a problem when it comes to by myself in terms of length.
Oh, see, last time we spoke, you said 10 minutes, something like that.
Well, yeah, I mean, I like to stretch it out sometimes.
Okay,
I mean, I treat myself.
Yeah, I understand. You want to be not good to yourself, but
yeah.
but you don't.
You know, the house is burning down. You got to get out. You know, I could crank one out pretty quick, probably. You know.
Yeah, you don't want to waste one.
Yeah.
But yes, the ninja is a special type, though. The ninja is not everybody.
In terms of what do you mean by ninja?
The
like,
ninja is not usually the person that has delay. The ninja usually retains his powers even when he's with a person. So you're an extra interesting specimen now. We didn't realize this.
Yeah.
So, the good you knew it all along, right? but the good part of being a ninja is if you need to finish yourself, you certainly can, right?
It's true. Yes.
And you can do it like a ninja on demand.
Right. Unless, but here's where the difficult part comes in, because that would just make it fine, I feel like. But when there's another person in the room or in the act, then I'm not a ninja when it comes to finishing myself. It still takes a little while.
How long are we talking?
It depends. I mean,
have you ever been in a long-term relationship?
Yeah, a few.
And those long ones, same thing keeps happening?
Same thing keeps happening. The only times that it's happened is twice ever, and it was both one-night stands.
What do you think that is?
I don't know. Maybe just it being no consequences, although there are consequences, obviously, to a one-night stand. But in terms of
no consequences.
Yeah, meaning
That's
like
an interesting thing to say.
There's no impact in terms of their opinion of me.
so there are no stakes. There's no
stakes. There's no skin in the game.
Right. And so your anxiety comes from, what are they going to think of me?
Maybe, yeah.
Or what do they think of me?
Mm-hmm.
But it's a long-term relationship. You should sort of know that already.
Right, but then there's other elements. I feel like I get bored in a long-term relationship, or it's not as exciting after a while, you know? Usually that's what happens. I drift away a lot during sex, too. I'm like somewhere else. So...
Son, we need to talk.
Yeah. There's probably a lot that has to do with it. I've figured out through people like, you know, sharing their issues and what they have experienced. And so I think it's probably a corpiconia or a cornucopia of things inside of here.
Just show me the horn of plenty. Just show me a couple things.
I think it has to do with obviously all the things we've talked about already, but also the fact that I don't know. When I start to get into a relationship, I start losing
desire
and interest, even though I could still like be in love with the person emotionally.
Do you have a trauma history?
I don't think so, unless I've completely, because I am very open and honest about bad things that have happened to me and things like that.
Give me an example of bad things that happened to you.
I mean, I've been arrested. I've been, I've had multiple eye surgeries, things like that. But no one physically or sexually. Also, I'm like a degenerate that I'm completely like open about that. Like I love drugs and partying, and I do like weird sex stuff, but nothing like crazy. I don't think. That's why I think I'm kind of boring. I like lesbian stuff. I mean,
are you not getting the weird stuff that you need? Is that?
I think I do like lesbian porn. Is that weird?
No, but
exclusively would that affect? Because I see my own dick. Am I grossed out by my own dick? Do you think?
No.
Oh, okay.
But I
don't want to give that up.
But you're not going to be with lesbians,
right? That's what sucks.
Because you're straight, right?
I know.
And they don't want to be with a straight guy. So
it's watching two girls, though.
I get that, but are you getting? So you need more intensity during sex. Is that what we're saying here?
Maybe, yeah. Sometimes things
are too vanilla.
Yeah, I think it's like those one night stands where there was.
Were you ever addicted to opiates?
Yes.
Seriously?
Yeah, I had a Percocet issue.
Okay, that can do this.
Oh, okay. And it was definitely before I had sex ever. So
yeah. The opiate addiction can sort of suppress your ability to feel satisfied, and it just stays with you for a while. Yeah. And opiate addicts are the ones that do autoerotic asphyxiation.
That doesn't appeal to me.
Good. Don't even.
I'm not gonna fuck with that. Yeah.
Do not.
No.
Because that's how the opiate addicts. That's how they die.
I don't even like choking a girl. You know what I mean? Like I'm not gonna choke myself.
Yeah. But I'm asking you for a verbal commitment right now.
I will never do that. No.
Thank you. Okay.
No.
Nadav thinks this is funny. I'm worried about you fucking killing yourself. You think that's hysterical.
Listen, if it involves DIY activities, I'm not going to do it.
But
I'm too lazy to make a noose.
But the opiate addiction or dependency, because I'm not sure you're an addict necessarily, but the dependency can affect your arousal systems in your brain. And sort of one of the things my patients often complain about is they can't feel satisfied during sex. They need more intensity, more diversity, more things that sort of the high of opiates sort of need to be kept up with in the sexual domain.
Yeah, that definitely rings a bell because I mean I love opiates, but yeah, wow, that's interesting. So what should I do? Like have just crazier sex?
Yes, with a question mark.
All right, that's from a doctor.
So you can.
That's one prescription, 2 cc's of weird sex.
Well, what I'm suggesting is that maybe you need a partner who's sort of open to understanding that there needs to be a little more involved.
Sounds good to me.
And there's nothing wrong with that, right?
Not one bit.
And could you comfortable asking for that kind of thing?
I definitely feel comfortable. I'm asking all of you right now, out there in the world. Have the weirdest sex with me you can concoct in your brains.
So the degenerate piece of you.
Yeah.
Why do we call it degenerate?
I don't know. I'm just a scumbag, I think. Just how I operate in general life. I'm not like mean to people. I'm a scumbag internally. Like I live in a room that's just nonsense. It's just a bed and like a candle. That's it. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I don't need much.
So just general scumbaggery?
Yeah, I suck with money. I like to party. I don't know.
Well, why does partying make you a scumbag?
I don't know. People think that. Yeah. It has a negative connotation, when you're out late at night after shows or when you're drinking after shows or something. I don't know.
How does comedy figure into all this?
I've been doing it for a while. I don't know. It's my, that's what I've always wanted to do. And I've been doing it. I did it in Buffalo for 10 years. Before I moved out here to LA.
Do you take out some of that scumbaggery on the stage?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So give me an example of how
I love talking about the worst shit in the world, everything terrible, and trying to make a joke out of that. Because it's so much fun to get people to laugh at those things,
You sure you're not had any trauma?
I don't think so. And like I said, unless it's complete, can you be blacked out of my brain? Do I have to
Did you abandoned as a child?
No.
Beaten as a child?
You know what's weird, though? I wasn't ever abandoned, but I have this weird thing. Like, I remember distinctly my mom was running late. This is like before cell phones. I was a little kid, and I was at swimming lessons. And my mom was running late, and she was like an hour late. And I thought she left us there, and I was having like a meltdown.
Oh, my God, the humanity.
And the
she
workers...
was late at picking you up at swim practice?
Yeah, I was like a 4-year-old child, and I thought like she wasn't coming. I just assumed she wasn't.
But that's interesting already that you had all these sort of abandonment fears.
Yeah.
Because a normal child would go, all right, let's go play in the jumble gym.
Yeah, I don't know why, but I had like a meltdown.
I wonder, I've got an interesting question. Were you left in an incubator for a long period of time because you were a premature birth?
I was 100% left in an incubator.
How long were you there for?
I don't know how long I was in the incubator. A month, I think, maybe 2 months. A long time.
there are theories that can leave some really serious abandonment stuff behind. Yeah. And it makes sense that back then, too, they didn't touch the babies and they were left on machines and stuff.
And my mom was like a Nazi about other people being around me when I first came home, too, you know? Like,
Reasonably.
don't bring your germs in. You know, she'd like look at them through the window.
Yeah,
like,
so this is all early intensity, early trauma stuff.
Oh, yeah. I think that's probably the most traumatic my life was, and I don't even remember it because I was an infant. You know?
Right. So it affected your trajectory of the neurological and emotional systems. Yeah.
Weird.
And, you know, it's one of the routes to scumbag.
Yeah.
So but it's, I don't know why I'm feeling the abandonment thing rather significantly. I get that. And it seems like there's some anger from that. And then that anger sort of, you turn it on yourself as well as the audience, right?
More so myself. I don't really take it out on the audience. They're just in it with me, you know? It's like,
yeah, okay.
It's going to be dark, but it's definitely geared towards myself, you know?
Does Christina,
I take it harder than they do.
Does Christina love you?
I think so. I hope so.
Yeah.
Hi, Christina.
Because the darker, the better for her.
Yeah, I think she does.
Are you into shit humor, Brown?
That's more like, I think that's kind of silly, but no, I'm just kidding. I do enjoy it, but
you go along with it.
Yeah, for sure. That's
to
more
make
like,
her happy.
That's more silly for me, you know? Like it's not.
It's lightweight stuff.
Yeah.
Where does your dark humor take you?
Oh man, where do you want to go? I'm fascinated with pedophiles. Is that weird? Like,
yes.
It is weird, right? Yeah.
Yes.
And it's. Here's how I know, like, I'm not affected by the situation because I'm grossed out by just kids in general. Like, I think they're just, I hate them.
That's back to the abandonment stuff. But anyway,
yeah, I kind of hate them. I don't know why, but
you're jealous.
But I feel like
they have a mom that loves them.
This is what
leave them in an incubator.
I'm fascinated that both, like, you know, you could be conservative or liberal, and both of those people would be like, if a pedophile was brought up, they'd be like, oh, I hope they get an adult dick in jail. You know, like it's the same, cast them away. You know, there's no sympathy for any, you know, like this is a sickness we should fix.
Generally that is true of people that do terrible things, that the general public cannot be sympathetic.
Right.
And that it's reasonable, right?
It is, for sure. 100%. I get where they're coming from. But it's like, at the end of the day, don't you want to eradicate it and like figure out why this is and fix it?
Well, I was talking to a white supremacist, and he was talking about how sick he was and how sick they all are and the horribleness of it. And I said, well, what do we need to do with them? And he goes, compassion. And I go, maybe too late. Sometimes you just have to eradicate stuff because it's just too horrible for the rest of us. And so I don't know. You can be compassionate for a given individual that's caught in a gang, and you want to get them out. And if you have the energy and they have the motivation, you make a connection with them, and they can start to make their way out. It's pretty unusual.
Yeah.
And so sometimes you just got to put stuff.
Interesting. See, I'm not on either side of the fence here. I just think these are questions that no one asks.
Listen, I get to talk to these people when the door's shut. My job is to be compassionate for people that have done something horrible. And you can find compassion pretty easily because always their stuff is as horrible. Well, usually a lot more horrible than what they perpetrated.
Now, are there there are obviously pedophiles that don't ever act out.
Yes. And those guys are sometimes treatable. And that's what I always say. It's like, hey, it's what I say with addicts that do horrible things and things, which is that I can be compassionate with you until it's up to the legal system now.
Of course, yeah.
And then once you cross a certain line, it's like, hey, you could have come to me before, you didn't. It's over. I can't do anything.
Of course, yeah. No doubt. And again, I don't know why. Maybe because it's the most evil thing that there is.
And that's why you're going for that. There's probably,
I don't know.
There's probably worse out there.
I find myself obsessed with it sometimes.
Why don't you get involved with like real ritualistic abuse of children? There's horrific shit out there.
Oh, I'm sure.
And I've seen the kids that came out.
Well, with the Catholic, you mean like Catholicism and stuff?
No, I mean like the devil worshipping stuff. That there used to be cults out in the middle of the state, where they would do horrible ritualistic shit to kids.
Interesting.
So what are these called? There's a new area of research for you.
Yeah, for sure. Wow,
you're gonna be lost for months.
Don't do this to me.
Is there a chance that you ever would sort of go down any of these scumbag paths?
No, not in terms of a pedophilia thing. Never. No, that's not my gear.
But your gear is.
No, but I no.
You have a gear.
My gear, like I said, I don't know what it is. I watch exclusively lesbian pornography.
That's right.
And it's so vanilla. That's so plain. Exactly. Thank you. And that's really it. I like simple things like that. These things, in terms of comedy, though, like you asked, I like making jokes, not in terms to make light out of them, but like sometimes maybe it gets people thinking about these terrible things differently, I don't know. But I enjoy diving into them.
I agree with that, and I would say most comedians have said something like that to me, that they're trying to go where no one's gone to shine a light on something, or to make people think about something, or think differently, or go home and think about it, whatever it is. And comedy is like a twist on it, so it forces you to think about things, right?
Yeah. So the things that are the more dark, the better, I think.
Give me an example.
Terms of exploring.
I'm fascinated by your.
Well, examples. It could run the gamut, like, and it applies to things that have happened in my life. Like, my parents are divorced. They divorced when I was an adult, so it doesn't apply to that abandonment thing. Right. Because I was already on my own.
You were already severely traumatized by abandonment. Yes.
yeah. There were already elements of it in there. But no, so it could be something as dark as that, like in terms of like infidelity, like witnessing your parents' infidelity or something.
Oh, did you?
Not witness. I guess I didn't witness it firsthand, but I remember I found like a lipstick in a cup holder of a car, and I suspected something. That's interesting, right?
Yeah.
But
how have your relationships been?
They've been all right.
Have somebody cheated on you generally?
No, I've never been cheated on anybody. I haven't cheated on anybody like outright, where I've like slept with another person, but I've definitely been in the emotional infidelity range, where it's like texting and stuff like that. Where it's like I could get away with it. Like if I got caught, it'd be like I could explain it away, but I know what's going on. You know what I mean? I know that I was invested in that.
However, you didn't let it go to a place where there was a point of no return.
Right.
I mean, you were able to sort of set kind of a boundary, even though you knew you were flirting with something that your partner wouldn't like.
Right. And I definitely have like a problem with my phone when it comes to girls, like the texting and stuff like that. So.
A problem with my phone. That's an interesting.
Yeah, don't you think I feel like a lot of people do, and they just don't recognize it, in terms of you get like through the DM game or whatever, you get sort of a boost from that, the attention.
Little dopamine zing.
Especially someone, who didn't get attention from girls like in high school and shit like that. So now it's like, oh wow, it's like, holy shit. So
is that the other reason to do comedy?
Oh yeah, I didn't start getting laid till I did comedy.
So is comedy the new rock star?
I like to hope so, because I can't play a fucking instrument.
Okay.
So
I kind of sometimes think that's what gets people into comedy. Some of that.
I think that there definitely is, because you're commanding a room. You're talking on stage, and they get a sort of a gauge of where you're at and where you're coming from. So it kind of brings the guard down, especially for a woman. I think it might put the guard up for a man. Like if you're watching a woman, not for me personally, I enjoy that kind of thing, but a lot of women say guys don't hit on them after shows or something like that.
It does not have the same effect on men.
Yeah. But that's interesting, because when you're holding court essentially, and you're getting laughs and you're getting all the attention of the room, it's like an aphrodisiac almost.
I'm just curious: is there a female comedian you really like?
I think Nikki Glazer's great.
Yeah. Can we please get? Have I not mentioned we should get her?
Oh yeah, we're going to.
Okay, good.
Yeah, these are things that are happening. It's just
all right, great.
Yeah,
because she is beyond.
She's the best. Yeah, fantastic.
So. All right, let's get to some clips, because these clips actually have relevance to you. My understanding is, did you pick these clips or
not these clips? No, but the some of the emails I guess have my problem in mind.
They have the mark of Josh.
Yes.
Let's talk about crystal meth and what it might be able to do for you. And I believe I was exposed to this cool dude at the your mom's house I was on.
Yes, this is your mom's house favorite.
A favorite. Oh my God, is it the Four Strokes dude?
Dr. Drew, if you could let us know if this guy, has good ideas for Josh.
All right, I'm in.
If you've had any kind of erectile disorder problems, I'm here to tell you, forget about Viagra, forget about Cialis, forget about dick implants and all that stuff. So I don't know if you believe me or not, but if you like to see me smoke some meth with a small limp dick that doesn't get hard any other way, and watch it get harder and harder, the more I smoke, harder my dick gets. It's unbelievable.
So is that a known side effect of meth, Dr. Drew?
Yeah, it's called priapism.
Oh.
Usually that hurts. Usually it's a painful erection usually. But then this guy's able to ejaculate more quickly too, right?
This guy loves it.
Let's hear the rest.
You're gay, you won't believe how good it feels. If you're straight, you won't believe how good it feels. Your dickhead becomes so sensitive that you don't need lube, you don't need spit. You just stroke that dickhead just up and down 4 times. Just barely do it. And you'll shoot an enormous amount of very thick, hot white cum.
That's pretty interesting, huh?
Well, mission accomplished.
What's with the viscosity of the cum?
What is with that?
I mean, does meth change it?
Because you're dehydrated, because you're cracked out on meth.
Is thick cum better than thin cum?
For 4 strokes, he definitely seems to prefer that. In terms of your health or your ability to impregnate somebody?
Yeah.
No.
It has no value at all.
No value. And, sort of the longer, between ejaculates, it gets a little more thick, but that's about it. We'll thin out.
What about in terms of like a woman's preference? Does she prefer a thick one or a thin load?
See, we need a woman around here.
You don't? Okay, you haven't heard those.
No, they're not complaining because they're sort of not happy with any of it. So
really,
I would imagine that the thin would probably.
They don't like it at all. Some of them really like it.
I think some probably, like with everything, some probably do, but more than anything, they play along.
Really? So the girls who are like, I'm so hungry for cum, they don't. There
are those out there.
Yeah. Okay. So what do they like? Do they like thick ones?
I don't you'll have to put
I'm just trying to have the best load possible.
Dr. Drew After Dark Gmails where people are going to have to give us their answers, right?
So do I try meth?
Have you?
Never.
Why?
Not an upper guy.
Oh, really?
No. Yeah.
So you like opiates and what? Benzodiazepines?
Yeah, I like those. I don't know what those are, but they sound cool. No, benzos. I know those. Valium, yeah.
So
Valium,
it's pot, Valium, opiates.
Yes, yep. Mm-hmm.
Those are the ones.
Those are my jams.
That's your jam.
Yeah.
Those are not likely to help your erectile function. All of those go the other way. That's why they call them downers.
Such a trade-off.
I need Andy Dick's slide whistle.
Yeah. Yeah. Andy Dick's slide whistle. Yeah, I guess I got to try some uppers then.
Well, I don't know that you need to try anything, right?
Okay.
Haven't we gotten to?
Yeah, you're right.
I'm sitting here thinking, I wonder if 4 Strokes knows how famous he is.
This guy?
Yeah.
I think he's too busy.
This video down.
He what?
He took this video down. We're the only ones that I think have a copy of it now.
No, but I understand he may have taken it down, but he's become famous because of your mom's house.
I think he's too busy doing meth and jerking off to know anything that's going on right now.
I think you're probably right, but we don't know that.
No, that's true.
We don't know that. It's pretty bizarre to make this tape, this video, but
he was getting the message out there. It's kind of a PSA.
It is sort of PSA.
It's in that tone, you know.
Well, generally these people that do these sexual PSAs, like the guy with the weird sleeve he was test driving for.
Oh, Butt Plug Terry. He is a guy that's providing a service, so he's doing reviews, almost like someone who's reviewing a new video game.
Video games?
Something like that, yeah.
I think 4 Strokes thinks he's doing the same thing. I do. I think he's
for meth.
Yeah, he's reviewing the risk benefit analysis on smoking meth.
He does have more to the message, by the way.
Oh, please keep going.
More cum than I've ever did in my life.
Okay.
And I know I'm gay. I love to get blowjobs, and I tell you what, I cannot wait when I'm so fucked up and hot and horny on meth. I let anybody give me a blowjob.
You don't have to be gay to like blowjobs.
But he switches teams.
Oh, really?
Oh, interesting.
Like he said, anyone could give him a blowjob as long as he's on meth.
Some people do. It's weird. Meth is such a weird drug. Some people do get hypersexual on it, and some people get completely shut down by it. I don't know what this is. I have no way to explain this, but I've mostly seen the hypersexuality in gay patients.
Wow.
Isn't that weird?
That is weird.
I don't have an explanation for it, and I don't know what the deal is. And obviously, if you keep going with the meth, eventually it's going to work not well on you.
Oh, for sure. It'll wear off like anything else.
Yes.
Is that why my friends who do cocaine, they talk about coke dick?
Yeah.
But then the couple of times I've done it and I had sex, it was awesome.
Oh, see?
But I didn't finish though, but it was still awesome.
Because there was extra...
There was just a little extra...
Tumescence?
A little extra RPMs in my engine, I guess. I don't know.
Well, if you're doing downers all the time, how do you ever even think about having sex?
I guess that's true, yeah.
You are a degenerate. I'm guessing that's the case. All right, let's get another clip in here. This is Christina and the Brown. Something she, she loves sharing with the audience and her husband. I'm not so sure he digs it so much, though. I think Tom is closer to you. in terms of liking the sexually macabre.
I think that's why we're friends.
Yeah.
Right. So this one, Christina has a confession, and we'd like, your medical opinion.
I like the way she's already delighted.
Oh, she's delighted.
She's super delighted and hasn't even said anything yet.
This is something I have not revealed to you. I kept it from you today. I kept it from everybody.
You're scaring me.
This is an exclusive. You'll notice that I haven't reached for the fart mic today.
Hold on, stop. Tom is actually scared.
Yeah?
He's really afraid he is not going anywhere near where her head is right now. You know
It
what
is
I mean?
rare you see such fear in his eyes.
Yes, he was like, "You're scaring me, honey. What are you going to tell me?" And here it comes.
It's because this morning in the kitchen, I was making myself a smoothie and and I farted and then a little wet came and I wasn't wearing any underwear under my pajamas.
Oh! What is that? What's that noise?
That's
chips in a bowl
Chips in a
sound.
bowl. That means when really big news gets dropped on the podcast, we do chips in a bowl instead of like an air horn.
Well, I need chips in a bowl too right now. Well, keep going. I want to see Tom's reaction.
Oh, I mean, you're looking at it.
No, I want to hear it.
Oh, this is all we got right now.
Oh,
He wasn't happy. I remember the day.
yeah.
That was pretty much, he just wanted to
Was he
move on
ashamed?
from it.
See, he doesn't like the brown humor. And Christina's so delighted. And I'm kind of delighted too.
Yeah, that she shit on the floor of her home. Isn't that something in LA that we need to be worried about? You talk about that a lot.
Oh,
don't
yeah,
you?
there is. If she has, if she has
public shits.
norovirus, yeah, it could be a problem.
Yeah, right?
But the fact that she's so happy with it makes me happy.
No, that's true.
Yeah.
It is nice to see joy on her face.
Yes, and I know that the brown is something she enjoys, and
If it takes her shitting on her floor once in a while to smile here and there, I'm
was
all
she
about it.
was she pregnant at that time? Anybody?
No, this was a few weeks ago.
Yeah, this was very recently.
Well, there still could be a little post-pregnancy something here. You know what I mean? I mean, it's not
course.
that many months after delivery, and I've not yet discussed with her was that a traumatic delivery or not. Do we know whether she tore?
This I do know.
Or they
She
did
did. We know that she had an episiotomy.
Right. And how deep did that episiotomy go? If it goes all the way into the anal sphincter, sometimes.
Do we have the measurements?
I do not have them with me, Josh. No.
And now, since the sharding incident, has the fart mic been okay?
Oh, we've used it
Okay.
plenty. They luckily both Tom and Christina wear underwear to the studio.
Yeah, fortunately. Well, you don't have to worry
Thankfully.
so much about Tom, apparently, but Christina,
No,
you really have to.
Well, you never
actively worry
know.
about
You know, could have a rough after a flight, day after a flight. A couple rough,
Yeah.
rough pulls there of the old.
Did
Fart
if
mic?
you were dating somebody who admitted this to you, would that be a deal breaker?
Admitted
or
that
would,
they shat.
or would this be something that would add to that intensity we were talking about that you needed?
I'm not into shit. I'd be kind of like, all right, get your act together, but I'm not like throwing you to the wolves after that.
You're a little harsh, though.
Yeah, I'd
You're a
probably
little
be like, come
demanding.
on, we're adults. We don't need to shit on the ground.
Right. So you're telling
But
me.
I would let it slide a couple times. I'm like, if you told me like, oh, I'm just so fucking hungover. I just, last night was wild, right? I shat on the floor. I'd be kind of like, okay, well,
So-
let's just not have that happen again.
Right. So to evidence of degeneracy you're into.
If I can kind of like not relate, but sort of
Right, if it
come
happened to
aboard
you,
with the
right.
reasoning,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
oh, I can see that happening.
I need you guys to play for Christina what Tom said about being an adult and get your shit together. She needs to hear that from Josh.
Oh, for me, yeah.
And if you won't do it in person, then we'll just play this tape. All right, here we go. Sexual healing. Listen to your podcast where Josh's below the belt issue is being discussed. Got me thinking. When I was experimenting in my early 20s, I was introduced to tantric sex by a much older man because this was the only way he could finish. From what he explained, tantric sex involved doing deep breathing and your partner, like yoga, with your partner while you're inside them. Ideally, you want to be looking into their partner's eyes and barely thrusting. Something along the lines of edging, but with your partner instead of alone. Now that I'm older and have been with my partner for a number of years, it has been a technique that has helped to keep our marital love still exciting and alive. Do you ever think about sexual healing through tantric sex? Have you ever tried it?
Well, I'm all about edging. That's how I play my games, really.
So describe your version of edging. Getting to the edge and coming back?
Yeah, kind of being like, well, we're not we got more we can explore
Yeah, I get it.
here, you know?
No, I get it, because all the women aren't necessarily as into that as you would imagine.
Right.
Most of them are sort of like, Josh, let's get going here.
Do you know what? I think it comes from a couple of things. I want to, obviously, I'm a pleaser.
Yeah.
And also, I don't know when it's going to happen again. So I want to make it really count.
So the sex.
Yeah.
So
not when I'm in a long-term thing.
Isn't
really,
it weird that women won't tell us that they're like doing their laundry and their head?
No,
and
I've learned through this whole thing, like, women like it quick.
They start to feel like they're not attractive if it goes too long, and they're interested sometimes. What's even weirder is that they're sometimes interested in going for a while and sometimes not, and they don't seem to be able to know which version of them is with you, and don't seem to be able to communicate that with you to you, even if they did know.
Right, like we're
supposed to magically know this.
We grew up, at least I did, because I guess I'm a 80s born 90s child, growing up watching old movies and things like that where it's all like, don't finish quick, the ladies don't like that, you know what I'm saying? And then now we have to teach men that there is a fine mark on the spectrum, and we don't know where that is, and every woman is different, and you have
every
to find
night
that peak.
And every night can be different with the same woman.
Oh my God, so it's futile. Let's just have our
You're
sex
screwed.
and nut.
You're screwed. Yeah. So generally speaking,
We should not worry about it at all then.
It's funny. You have to pay attention to your partner, but I know it's a lot.
I'm just kidding. No,
I know,
that's
Josh,
fine.
it's a lot. But generally speaking, they want you to get down to business.
Yeah.
And do your thing.
Yeah, I love, because through this I've learned that consequence, and through like long sessions that girls are like, am I not pretty enough, and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And so I've just gotten good at like going down on girls, and then they get their thing, and then I'm fine, and I just move on.
Here is.
I wasn't like just throwing that out there to be like a thing. I'm just saying,
I hear you.
I had to. It was like a utility thing.
It's all good. Was wondering if you could weigh in on a strange phenomenon similar to what's happening with Josh Potter. I'm a 19-year-old in college, live with two guys. We were all on the wrestling team. My friend doesn't seem to take any interest in girls, has a problem with orgasming. Guys my age have a problem with reaching orgasm all the time and not being able to stop. He jacks off only 2 to 3 times a month. He also has been with a fair number of girls, but does not finish. This is a Josh thing a little bit. He has a girl from his home state visit him. He then had sex with her 30 times in 1 week, but only ejaculated once. He said he can only ejaculate if he's heavily emotionally invested in a girl. Old-fashioned guy. Also, when asked if he prefers girls, who is this guy, Brendan? Jesus Christ. Do you prefer their asses or their tits? He said he didn't know. Can you imagine that?
This is a kid, basically.
Can you imagine?
Like a college kid.
Can you imagine him not knowing whether he likes one more than the other?
That's what it says? It does say that, doesn't it? Yeah, it does.
So my roommate and I found an online quiz to see which he preferred. Instead of ass or tits, he got personality. What's the problem with him? He has rage problems and sleep issues. Maybe we should link him up with Josh for a marathon. Brandon.
I think this is more of an indictment of Brandon.
Absolutely. He says he loves the podcast. Haven't missed a YMH production since episode 300. Well, he's now a genius. But be that as it may, look, I'd have to talk to this guy. I mean, you are the one thing that people make a mistake in doing is because they have a very intense biology and feelings about this themselves, they superimpose it on everybody.
Of course,
right? And so this guy is different than his buddies.
Yeah, he's evolved.
I think you can safely say that, right?
Yeah.
I mean, he's let's put it this way. He's a better version of the male.
Yeah.
Yeah. And not that there's anything wrong with males that are overcome by their biology. This is just better. This is just better. And it's less hassle for him.
I bet he has tons of hobbies.
And the the worst thing is, though, that the only thing that's going to be a problem for him is that it's not clear he has normal sexual desire. Whenever males are sort of having any sort of less than normal sexual desire, I always get them biologically.
But how much of that is painted in the glow of
these guys, these other
Neanderthal?
guys? Yes, that's right. So we're gonna.
Oh, one thing I wanted to mention about the tantric sex thing, by the way.
Yeah.
Can't really do that intense eye to eye thing because I have the gross eyes, and I feel like it's really bad for a woman. No woman wants to do that, right? Like, you know what I'm saying?
What if you put a patch on the one eye?
A patch. I guess like some girls could definitely be
They'd be
the patch.
into
That's
it.
a good idea. Patch
and
for
they know-
sex. Dr. Drew, that is genius.
They know
a
you're
sex patch. Oh,
they
Jesus.
know you're a degenerate. And
Yeah.
This could just make you look more like a pirate.
Oh my God, a sex patch is genius, Dr. Drew. You just opened the world.
You don't
up
wear
to
your
me. Maybe
glasses.
this is gonna happen.
You
now.
don't wear your glasses during sex, right?
No, I try to actually because I
you
want to
should-
observe the
No,
woman.
no,
you
you
know?
should not. Then you can pretend to be looking in her eyes and you don't get distracted by that
Hmm.
because you can't really see.
That's a good.
And,
way to
and then
look
you're
at
going to
it.
wear a patch on the other eye so you look really degenerate.
Fuck.
And then light your beard on fire.
Yeah.
I think that's the final step.
God.
I'm
I'm like that guy in Game of Thrones who like drives the ships.
Yeah. Blackbeard.
Yeah.
I've just listened to Tom's memory about masturbation. How his dad simply told him to not watch as. Do I not know how to read or people not know how to write? How his dad simply told him to not wash as much down there.
Oh, okay. So Tom told a story about when he was
Young.
he was learning how to masturbate on his own, and he expressed to his father this like, I did this thing.
Oh yeah.
And
he
his
told me
father
this.
told
Yeah,
him
he
in the
told me this.
shower. Yes.
Yes, and he said,
So
"Don't
that's
wash
what
so
she's
much."
talking
Got
about.
it. I have a 13-year-old boy who's on the spectrum, diagnosed with PDD. PDD. I have to look up. He has a little OCD, off on all social things. Must be on spectrum or something. Super sweet and sensitive. He feels guilt deeply. The other night he came to my room, asked if he could share something just between us, in quotes. He began to cry and said he has an addiction problem, something he had trouble with for years. According to him, he couldn't find the words, so I asked if it was he spent too much time on the phone. It's worse. And then I asked him if he thought his problem was masturbation. They talk about this in the 5th grade masturbation program at school. The masturbation.
There's a masturbation
She means
program
the sex
in school?
education program.
Oh, okay.
I then asked if pornography was
I was going to
involved.
say, get the janitor on the line and find out what's going on down at that school.
And he said, I look at sexy girls. He's also said that this problem he thinks has mostly occurs at night. I wonder where he got the guilt complex. There are many things to consider here. Anyway, I didn't ask him about what he was looking at, which he should have, because it may be a porn problem. I only emphasized that it's normal to be curious and it's normal to get relief from masturbation. I suggested he do it in the shower. Thanks, Mom. I assume he already does because he takes very long showers. It eased my anxiety somewhat, but I still feel the conversation needs more. She's right. I need help as how to approach what he might be viewing. That is the issue. Not a fan of porn myself. I still don't think it's all that bad, but I need to help navigate with him what is healthy and what isn't. Okay. He's 13. So he's definitely looking at porn.
I think all kids must be at this point
Yes,
now,
the
right?
average age of first exposure is age 8
Jesus.
now. This is really a difficult question, and I don't know that we have real hard sort of clinical science to tell you what to do, except that the screen, the phone, we will look at one day like tobacco, I think,
Oh, yeah.
with kids. And you wouldn't say, hey, here, you can smoke a little bit. Pervasive developmental disorder not otherwise specified. That's PDD. So, I mean, he has some sort of developmental issues yet to be fully diagnosed, but it's sort of probably on the autistic spectrum. That's her PDD. I'm not a psychiatrist, mind you. I'm an internist. I worked in a psychiatric hospital for a long time.
Me too, dude.
I know. I saw you there. I'm struggling with this because one part of me wants to say, get the phones out of there. Don't let them have access to screens.
Right.
On the other, a 13-year-old looking at images is sort of normal, but you should know what kind of images and how long he's looking at them. Maybe he's losing control of it. You know, I think maybe the best way to navigate this is to sort of discuss what the images were and what he's doing and how long he's doing it, and then help him limit the amount of time and limit the amount of access to screens, which is a good idea generally.
What approach is best to even conduct a conversation about masturbation with like your kid? Like, is it better to be the person that confronts him and be like, hey, just notice.
Hey, dude, I know you're masturbating.
Not confronts, I guess, brings up the issue, breaches the subject, I guess. Or is it just good to be a mother who's like a soldier and just throws those crusty underwears into the thing and just is like, well, my kid's jacking off. Who gives a shit? You know,
Being a good soldier is important.
Yeah, okay.
But the other thing is to be a resource that you feel comfortable accessing. If you go at kids with too much stuff, it freaks them out.
So if they come to you, that's when you're breaching the subject.
And they will come to you with stuff. And the key is when they do come with whatever it is, to go, this is no problem. I want you to come with everything. It's just keep asking. If I start telling you too much, let me know. And always at the end of whatever explanation you're getting into, go, does that answer your question? Is that enough? Do you have any follow-on questions? They'll let you know.
So what do you say to a kid who's like, I'm just jerking off. I think it's great. I love it. And it's changing.
Good.
Keep going. All right, cool.
Keep going. But are you feeling you're losing control? Are you watching too much porn, or is it
interesting? Okay.
Feel getting compulsive around this? And these days there's a lot of that. And here's what I would encourage more than anything else in adolescence is dating, because they are losing the eye of the tiger. They're spending their time with pornography and screens, and they're not dating. So they're not getting the developmental sort of.
They're not getting that swag when they nut.
No. They're getting the. Oh my God.
They got no swag when they nut. They just nut, and it's just like, I feel bad about it.
They don't have the developmental experiences of dating and forming relationships and breaking relationships, this kind of stuff.
They got no swag.
Here we go. I'm emailing you to see what advice you may have for a guy who is 29 from the South who was with the same woman since 2009 until she divorced me in 2018. What advice do you have to a 29-year-old trying to date again, especially with the apps and everything else in the market? I kind of miss the days of mall, civic center, places you go to meet your queen.
That's weird.
Weird. Yeah, it is weird. I don't know if I'm obsessed with the last name thing or what, but I'm destroyed every night that I have anyone to provide for and people write in the strangest way. I'm destroyed every night that I have anyone to provide for and protect. Do you
must mean the opposite, meaning
I'm
like
obsessed with the last name thing. He just means
I wish I had someone to protect someone.
Yeah, he wants to have a wife. Dude, really, you need advice on that?
It's like, here's your advice: chill.
Yeah, exactly. It feels like you're thinking too hard on this. It is hard to date. I understand that. You're 29. You're not 59, so it's not that hard at 29.
I do think those apps suck, by the way.
I tend genuinely agree with you.
I deleted all mine. I don't fuck with those anymore.
Although they are a way of dealing with the marketplace, it's just not a very good way of dealing with it. Get out there.
You can still go to those places, he said. The malls, the civics. Go to those. There's girls out there.
But you're going to meet 16-year-olds. That's the problem.
Oh, maybe he's 16. I don't know.
So he's 29.
Okay, my bad. I don't know.
Do you go to the mall?
I never go to I don't go outside.
I don't know. But getting into activities or sort of hobbies, go around people. Getting the key is, I think people miss is you have to get out in it. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
What's a good hobby to get into for meeting chicks?
I mean, theater or dance.
You don't want to meet a theater girl.
I'm just saying.
Bad advice.
I'm just saying. Comedy. Improv. How about that?
No, Dr. Drew, these are bad ones. This is bad advice. Don't meet them at an improv troupe, please.
But maybe you could. They have friends. The improv.
You're gonna get a whole bunch of different emails if you have them go meet improv chicks. Jesus.
Well, the improv girls have friends. That's all I'm saying. All right, let's get some voice messages. What do you got here? These all for Josh.
Hey, Dr. Drew. So I have a little sex dilemma on my hands, and I was wondering if you could help me out with it. I've been shooting meth for about the past year and a half. And I recently went to treatment about 34 days ago. And during the 30 days that I was in treatment, I had sex with a girl that would most definitely make the cool girls club. And the stimulation for me was far from 100%. And I was just wondering, Dr. Drew, is this going to get better for me, or should I just kill myself?
This is a mess. You were told explicitly in treatment not to have any new relationships for a year.
Is sex a relationship?
Sex in good point, but sex in treatment is grounds for discharge. So you were considered a treatment failure at this point. The fact that you're preoccupied with relationships and not preoccupied with your meth addiction is anathema. It's a problem. This is a bad situation. Start going to meetings, get yourself a sponsor, throw yourself on the mercy of the process. Do not think about sex right now. And usually for at least the first year after coming off meth, your sex drive goes to the toilet.
It's the opposite of me.
How's that?
Because I'm the opiates
guy.
You're
the opiate guy.
It'd probably go...
With the stimulants?
No, just like... I guess, I'm not like on anything currently, so I guess maybe I've been off them for a year, but...
Oh, I see. No, they screwed you up. They made you blunt.
Forever?
No.
Oh.
Well, sometimes with the opiates. I don't know how much you've done, but they can make you need more novelty and intensity.
Right. So I have to rise where he's having the come down.
He's having the come down, and he needs to just not think about anything right now except his meth addiction.
Okay.
This is not a good situation.
That shit'll level out, though.
He's been shooting meth, he said, for a long time. This is a serious business.
Oh, okay.
And his sex drive will return, but it takes a while. But thank God usually it goes away. And, he's still choosing to have sex with somebody in treatment. It's the worst possible thing. All right, let's get another voice message here.
Hey, Dr. Drew. Just calling in to get some advice. I've been with, I'd say, an average amount of people, and the problem seems to persist across the board. And I was wondering if you could give me some advice. The issue is I'm having sex with a partner. It seems as though I come incredibly quickly, and I didn't know if that was something that was a normal thing. I know Come Lord Josh can't seem to get it to pop off, but for me it seems like the cork unpops itself ever really, really quickly. So I just didn't know if that was something that maybe I could get some advice on. Keep it high and tight.
The anti-Josh.
The opposite problem.
Yeah.
Which we learned just a couple of moments ago is the remedy. I mean, that's like the solution.
But some guys are really quick, and
yeah, like in that. Did you see that show?
Yeah,
that guy comes in like 8 seconds in that one scene. I'm like, come on, dude. No way. No one. You didn't even get your dick
some
in
guys
there.
do. Some guys will do.
Really?
That.
Before the dick's
especially
even
young
really
guys.
in there?
Some people literally before that happens.
Fuck, what a dream.
I'm sorry, but they don't feel that way about it.
I bet.
And sometimes the women tend to react to that too quick to the way they react to the too long. Like one's frustrating and one's I don't look good.
Like it's like the whole Porky's thing. Like, don't come too quick, bro. You got to make sure you get your jerks in or something.
But this is the more common thing than not. There's a couple things you can do. Remove one or more bullets from the chamber before you go into battle.
Yeah, you have the best issue. It's like, oh, jerk off more.
Right. Before you go in.
What a plague you would live.
There are numbing creams and things that actually work. Wearing a condom, sometimes people get less sort of...
be safer in your sex.
But you are a degenerate. God damn it. Anything healthy, you will just have nothing to do with.
No, those are all good things I'm saying.
I know, that's why you're making fun of them.
No, because I don't get to do those. Because for me, it's like I can't take a layer of my skin off to be more sensitive. I can't, it's like jerk off less. Oh, because that's cool. I want to do that. You know what I mean? This guy gets to jerk off more.
Yes, I get it. And even then, sometimes, then they get to the point where they can't ejaculate. It can be a tough navigation. But more often than not, like with many of these sexual dysfunctions, so-called, it's about working with the partner. So if you can get a stable partner going, you guys can kind of maybe go for a second round or whatever it might be. Yeah, there's different things to be done.
Just get the next one going. Like then you could just go down on her for like a half hour or something while you're reloading.
That's exactly right.
Boom. Just have more sex,
he
dude.
He said an average amount of people he's been with. What would that be? I don't know what that is anymore.
I don't know how old he is, but I would say if you're 25 years old, 15.
Yeah, it sounds about right. Is that about average these days?
I think so. I was below average. Because I remember asking my friend when he told me his number like that, and I was like, what? And he goes, that's like normal, dude.
What was his number?
Like 17 or something like that.
And you had to show him.
I had to show him what?
You had to blow out his number.
No, I was just depressed that my number was so much lower than his at that age,
You're okay now, right?
I'm all right. Yeah, I'm pretty, I guess. I think I'm all right. Yeah, I'm happy with my numbers in the 10 years that I've been having sex, which is, I lost my virginity late, I guess, by average standards.
What age?
22.
Yeah. Was that end up being a good thing for you?
I think so. I had a girlfriend in high school where she was like not having sex till she got married. But we were like the 69 king and queen, though.
Oh, yeah. I like the way they sort of have those sort of exceptions.
Yeah.
Like, God does not want me to have sex, but we'll do everything else, including
hell yeah.
But no vaginal sex, because that's the baby Jesus would cry over that.
Yeah.
So
we had that for a while. I had that and then I just aged to the point where like 22 is when I lost it.
Was that in a relationship or?
It was in a small, short relationship, yeah.
Okay. Well, Josh, it has been a privilege and a pleasure, and I'm glad to know that I've been helpful by suggesting you wear a pirate outfit when you have sex.
That's totally going to get me more laid.
It is.
B, maybe it's going to make the sex so much more fun.
Maybe the eye patch just ought to be your thing.
No, I thought about that, and it's like, because I thought about the eye patch, and it makes going to Starbucks a thing. You know what I mean? Like, you can't just go to the store with an eye patch,
You could. I think you could pull it off.
Here, maybe in L.A., I guess you're right, but like you have to know I'm not from here. Like,
where are you from?
I'm from Buffalo, New York.
Oh, that's right.
You can't walk around a normal place, with an eye patch without getting some children at least pointing and be like, "Mommy, what's wrong with that boy?" Like that kind of thing.
Yeah, so, I don't know. I just think this might be you got to give it a shot.
It'll become one of those like I have to answer about the eye patch someone will be like, "Oh, an eye patch, huh?" Don't you think people will like talk to me out of turn? Like I don't want to hear from on the subway or something.
Do you not like people?
Not really.
They might, but
I don't want that.
I just got a feeling that
I want to just blend in. I know that's impossible.
I want to know that I've moved your life forward.
No, I'm going to implicate it in sex and maybe when I like go out on the town or something.
Yeah, okay.
yeah. But not like everyday use. You know, I'm not going to
one day I want to see, like a tuxedo with the eye patch.
Oh, like that. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Like a Bond villain or some shit.
That's you.
I'd look like, when I wear a tuxedo, though, I look like I belong on Jeff Dunham's lap. You know what I'm saying? So I don't really fuck with tuxedos.
I could see that. But with that eye patch, it might change everything.
Fuck yeah, I don't know.
The skull cap, no, not with the eye patch.
Oh, who knows? Maybe I can like pull it off. We'll see.
We'll see. So how's your experience been on your mom's house?
It's been fantastic so far. I love it.
So far?
Yeah, I mean, what is that? I'm like, I don't know. I'm having so much fun. I'm scared it's going to end.
Oh. Tom and Christina haven't offended you or
never.
upset you?
They can't offend me. I'm scared I'm going to offend them.
Well, that was the next question.
Yeah. No, that's totally a tightrope to walk for sure. But I don't think they're going to get offended, right?
It'd be hard to offend them.
Yeah.
So,
I'd have to really.
Christina shat the floor of her kitchen.
I know.
What are you going to do to offend her? All right, we'll wrap this thing up. Where can people find you?
I'm on Twitter at @J_Potter, and I put all my shows up there, and you can find them on there, and on Instagram at @Josh_Potter.
And again, I'll remind everybody, send us your emails at drafterdark@gmail.com, and the voicemails at 818-253-1693. And at the email, give us some suggestions, things you want us to do for the show, people you'd like to see interviewed. We'll be responsive to you all. That's why we're here. So we appreciate it, and we'll see you next time. All conversations and information exchanged during participation of the Dr. Drew After Dark podcast or interaction on the drdrew.com website is intended for educational and entertainment purposes only. Do not confuse this with treatment or physician medical advice or direction per se. You must always follow your medical professional's advice and direction. Nothing on these podcasts or posted on this site supplements or supersedes the relationship and direction of your medical caretakers. Please understand, I am not playing the role of physician in this environment per se. I'm educating. I am a licensed physician with specialty boards in American Board of Internal Medicine and American Board of Addiction Medicine.